Final remarks this afternoon will be from His Excellency Thabo Mbeki, the Chairperson of the African Union High-Level Implementation Panel.
Your Excellencies, Judge Baniafako started us off this afternoon by indicating what agreements were going to be signed and the content of those agreements. We want to say as a panel that we are convinced that what has happened, which culminated in the signing of these documents today, constitutes a giant step forward for both countries, the Republics of South Sudan and Sudan. What these agreements say is that the leadership in both countries is committed to the perspective that there shall be no more war between the two countries. And therefore have agreed on the various institutions, ways and means and mechanisms to ensure that war is never used again as a way and a means to resolve any matter between the two countries. The presidents of both republics are making the statement that they are committed to ensuring that the peoples of both countries enjoy better lives, and therefore that they must focus not on conflict between them, but on the development of both countries and cooperation between both countries, which would result in mutually beneficial development. They are saying, indeed, that this border, which must be demarcated and all manner of things done to finalize that process, that border should not serve as a separation wall among the people of Sudan and South Sudan. And they are making this statement that they understand the obligations that they owe to the rest of the region and the rest of the continent. That these two countries must be a source of peace, a source of development, source of solidarity, an example to all of us on the continent of what needs to be done to build the kinds of relations which all of us need as Africans in order to achieve our common objectives of the renewal of our continent. In this regard, I want to say thank you very much to the presidents, President Salva, Mayardit, President Omer al-Bashir, who have at all times kept their doors open for our panel. Whenever we've sought to see them, we've been able to see them at very short notice. Whatever matter we wanted to discuss with them, they've been ready to discuss with us, and whatever support we required, they have given. And indeed, we're able to do what we're able to do today because, as President Salva Kiir indicated, he arrived here on the 22nd, and they have stayed here, both of them, both presidents, and had to abandon everything else. It is because of this contribution that they've made that we're able to do what we're doing this afternoon. I really want to say thank you very much to them for that. And I want to say thank you very much to the chief negotiators. There's an agreement that was not signed this afternoon, but I've got the draft. We'll get it signed after we adjourn. It's negotiated already between the two presidents, which is that the chief negotiator of the government of South Sudan will leave this afternoon to accompany President Bashir to Khartoum. And the chief negotiator of the government of Sudan will accompany President Salva Kiir to Juba. But I really want to say thank you very much to the chief negotiators and their teams, the negotiating teams. I think we've all of us got to know one another very well. And I think we can say quite honestly, as a panel, that we've found great seriousness among the negotiators of both countries, and indeed a common resolve to make sure that all of these challenges that face us are resolved. And it's taken time. It's taken time because the negotiators wanted agreements that would actually hold, that would really address the problems and be mutually owned and agreed by the two parties. I know that some of our colleagues in the media have taken every day of further negotiations as a failure, when in fact all that was happening is that we're continuing to talk. And really I want to say thanks to the chief negotiators and their teams. And indeed thanks very much to IGAD, the late, everybody has spoken quite correctly about the late Meles Zenawi, with whom we worked very well. And indeed we were very, very happy that for this summit meeting, as again was indicated by President Salva Kiir and President Bashir, the Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn didn't hesitate to invite the presidents to come to Addis Ababa and to negotiate and to stay here as long as was necessary. That support from IGAD has been very important, and continuing support also from the United Nations, represented especially by the Special Envoy of the Secretary General, Haile Makarios. And both organizations have been very central to producing these outcomes that we mark today. But I must also say thank you very much to the special envoys, some of whom are here. We've worked with them very intimately. They've given us all of the necessary support. Even big powers. I've been felt very happy when I could instruct some of these envoys from big powers to do things, and they would have to do them. But really have been of great assistance from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from Norway, from the UK, from China, and so on, the European Union, of great assistance, and we must say thank you very much to them. And lastly, to my colleagues on the panel, and one day I'll tell you how they all of us became members of the panel. But I want to say thank you very much to the members of the panel and the staff. We were asked by the African Union to do this work, and we agreed. And the reason we did, and tried to do what we could, is because we've spoken among ourselves. We have said these two countries are very critical to the future of our continent. Sudan and South Sudan are very critical to the future of our continent. And the real challenge is that if they fail, the continent would fail. And if they succeed, that means Africa will succeed. So thank you very much to everybody who's taken us to where we are today. And both presidents have referred to outstanding matters. Indeed, those outstanding matters will be attended to. And we are quite convinced that if you, as the Sudanese people in the past, as Sudan and South Sudan now, could produce the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in 2005, and this cooperation agreement today, there's absolutely no reason why we can't resolve the other outstanding matters. Thank you very much. I'm taking over from Judge Bani Afaku. The program says I must answer 4 questions from the media. I'm the spokesperson of the 2 presidents, so don't ask the presidents any questions. From the media. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And you'll say who you are.
Yeah, my name is Boom from CCTV. What would be the fate of IBA in the other disputed areas which the presidents have agreed yet?
We've agreed on a process, the parties have agreed on a process to deal with those matters, and indeed the matters will be dealt with in terms of that process, but there will be the necessary engagement between the parties, and indeed the matters will be resolved. I think, Barney, there are no other questions.